You want that confidence of succeeding once on something smaller. That will make a difference. It will change your self-image and make you realize, oh, I can do this for the bigger thing. I can replicate this on the bigger scale. You want to improve your self-image to yourself so that you, by doing it and seeing it in reality and getting feedback from other people through the process and making sure that you're not delusional, you're making something true. I would say we can go into Commandment Number 3. Commandment Number 3 is make something you're passionate about, makes the world a better place, and is about, following a character you identify with to become a better person. I worded that differently from how I worded it before, but kind of consistent. Make something you're passionate about. Whew, dude, I wasted so much time making films I wasn't passionate about. Like, my lowest points in life were when I was making films I wasn't passionate about. And I think I just got afraid of making stuff I was passionate about. And of course, when you're afraid of being passionate, afraid of being vulnerable, you're going to start making horror films or comedies, which is what happened. So yeah, you're embracing a false self. You want to strip away the false self. You want to find out, buried underneath, the true self, the core. You want to find your soul. And you are going to have to make a film that is the kind of project that keeps coming back to you. I guarantee you, this is actually probably going to be very exciting for some of you. I guarantee you there's this idea that keeps coming back to you that you think about and you're like, oh, there's no way that I'm ready to do that. There's no way that I could do that. I don't have the resources, or, it's too difficult. I need to build my way up to it. I need to work my way up to it. Maybe you're just making excuses. I would argue any project you make should be that kind of project where you're like, oh, there's no way I could make that, right? Dude, life is short. What are you waiting for? Now, I have a sci-fi trilogy I want to do. I have a World War II script I have to rewrite. The reasons I'm not doing those right now is, yes, those are big financial, burden projects. I want to focus on the feature film I'm doing now, which is modern day. It's not a period piece. It's about people mostly sitting and talking, and it's mostly dialogue. And that project has its challenges. That's the next hurdle. I actually, before that, focused on making short films and getting to the point where I made a short film that I was happy with. Once you make a short film that is something, is the short film you always wanted to make, and you can do that in record time. I'm telling you, if you follow these commandments, you can do it in record time. Something that is the highest intentions you could aim for, so that those intentions carry over for the rest of the project and leads to the best work you've ever done and the most growth you've ever done, and prepares you internally to write then and direct the bigger project next. For me, that was my film to honor my friend Mike, which that experience actually is what brought me back to Christ. And I'll probably mention that by the end of this project, what that story is. I'll probably reiterate it for those who haven't heard it. But I'll do that at the end, just so in case you have. Stick around. That one prepared me for my feature film. I was not prepared to do a feature film until I made one short film that I was truly happy with, and did. In my view at the time, I look back and I'd say, no, it didn't honor God necessarily. I mean, the making of it did. And I think that's the caveat. Because I wasn't in church. I was just a baby Christian at the time. I'm honestly an embryo Christian. So that project though prepared me for the feature film. That is a huge win. If you can focus on doing really small projects that lead to bigger projects, but do the form right. You don't have to do a crap ton of short films. You don't. I've done a bunch of short films, and frankly, I probably could have jumped to a feature film sooner and had more resources for it. Granted, I wouldn't change anything because I'm glad my skills and everything is where it's at. My knowledge is where it's at. I'm glad that God fathered me to where I'm at now doing it. But that short film, the short film that you make, that you do these commandments right, leads to a feature film where you do the commandments right, and then you can do something bigger. So yeah, my sci-fi trilogy, my World War II thing, which probably maybe become a series or something. Those are bigger projects that are the ones I dream of doing in the future. But right now I'm doing the feature film that is ambitious in and of itself. But I guarantee you there is a short project or a project of the scale that you should be focused on right now. If you haven't done a feature film, do a short film. Or if you haven't done a short film, do a micro film, like a minute long film or something, or a 3 minute long film. Just focus on a limitation, a very small limitation, and then try to do the best you can within that limitation. And you are going to be practicing the skills that you need to master for the bigger project that scales up. So, and you have to execute right, at least once to have the confidence to do it, on the bigger scale. You want that confidence of succeeding once on something smaller. That will make a difference. It will change your self-image and make you realize, oh, I can do this for the bigger thing. I can replicate this on the bigger scale. You want to improve your self-image to yourself so that you, by doing it and seeing it in reality and getting feedback from other people through the process and making sure that you're actually you're not delusional, you're making something true. So yeah, make something you're passionate about, make something that makes the world a better place and is about somebody following the character that you're on the journey with, becoming a better person. I find that, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to make a film where you're turning negatives to positives, and it's vulnerable. It's about, growing as a person. There's ways to do it. And I think I'll especially cover that in the writing. Cause that's something that matters a lot to me now. And I pay a lot of attention to that. Hopefully I'll remember it in the writing. I'll probably write that down. This is going to put a lot of wind in your sails to make something you're passionate about and do the thing that feels like, that's too ambitious. That's out of my reach. I don't know if I want to mess that up. Don't keep that project in your back pocket. If it's truly something meaningful to you, that should be your first step. Or if it's truly something you don't have the budget for, then you'll discern that in trying to move towards it. But I invite you to be fearless, to go after that short film, or if you've done a bunch of short films, that feature film that is like, oh man, if only, go for it. Go for it. Don't wait for permission from anyone. Don't wait till, you've succeeded or failed. I mean, if you want to do that, then do something small that feels just as important and meaningful, but you're going to have to come up with a new idea and find one. That passion is essential. If you're not passionate about it, there's no reason you should be doing it. You're not going to go through much growth. You're probably going to, if anything, go the opposite direction. You're going to go down. So find that thing that you are truly passionate about, to the point when you could pitch a bunch of ideas to people. The one where people see that you light up, that's the one. That's what you should be doing. The one where you feel like, oh, I really want to do this, but I feel like I need to be. No, you really should be doing this thing. And you know what? When you accept that you are ready, no, actually, wrong. When you accept that you will never be ready until you start it, that's when you start to embody the person, the filmmaker you were meant to be. There's a big principle that I've learned. You are never going to be ready. You have to start before you're ready. And this is a concept that it's like, if you want the Red Seas to part, what did Moses do? He raised his staff. God called him. He was called by God. In this instance, you'll feel like you're being called to do something. And you don't feel qualified. You don't feel ready. Well, God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Look at so many characters in the Bible. They're either depressed, or they're in some kind of sin, or they don't know how to talk or hear. It's like, and God picks those people. Well, God picks you to make that thing that you're passionate about, but you're being selfish and keeping your talents to yourself, burying them in the ground. No, He wants you to invest those talents, and you might screw up. You might fail. Make no mistake. You might make that short film or that feature film you're very passionate about, and you might fail. But it's the experience you had on the journey of making it that matters. The experience of making something you're passionate about. And I guarantee you get the experience of making something you're passionate about, even if you fail, man, that's going to plant so many seeds for where to go next. That's going to inspire you. It's going to change you as a person in positive ways. That's what it's about. So make something you're passionate about that makes the world a better place, that is about following the character through them becoming a better person.